So there's a lot of speculation at the moment about whether America is going to join the war, maybe be aiding Israel in a different way, whether they're going to get involved directly in finishing off the Iranian regime or certainly their nuclear abilities. But so far, let's be in no doubt, the past few days have been utterly historic, as historic as Israel's wars of independence, the Six-Day War. This will go down in history, these days that we're living in. What Israel has so far managed to pull off and achieve in taking down so many senior figures of the IRGC, of Iran's military, security, nuclear leaders and researchers and people that were at the forefront of a genocidal project to wipe out the Jewish state. And the job is very much not finished. It looks like Iran has been degraded, but the job was not finished. And of course, America being involved would add a huge amount of weight to this military campaign. Now, President Trump has been signaling recently in an interview that he was doing, I believe it was aboard Air Force One, where he said, no, they said, are you working towards a ceasefire? And he said, no, I'm not actually working towards a ceasefire anymore. I'm working towards an end of this whole issue, the nuclear issue with Iran, which signifies that an end to that means maybe, perhaps, American involvement. Let's see. But I want to share with you a remarkable message. This was a text message that Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee sent to Donald Trump, President Trump, which he actually posted on his social media. And I want to share it with you because I think it's quite a remarkable message, really, for an American ambassador to Israel to be sending to the President of the United States, which really underlines and kind of emphasizes the historical times we're living in. He said this: Mr. President, God spared you in Butler, Pennsylvania. That's, of course, where he was. Faced an assassination attempt. To be the most consequential president in history. Sorry, in a century, maybe ever. The decisions on your shoulders I would not want to be made by anyone else. You have many voices speaking to you, sir, but there is only one voice that matters. His voice. Of course, that means God's voice. I'm your appointed servant in this land, and am available for you, but I do not try to get in your presence often because I trust your instincts. No president in my lifetime has been in a position like yours, not since Truman in 1945. I don't reach out to persuade you, only to encourage you. I believe you will hear from heaven, and that voice is far more important than mine or anyone else's. You sent me to Israel to be your eyes, ears, and voice, and to make sure our flag flies above our embassy. My job is to be the last one to leave. I will not abandon this post. Our flag will not come down. You did not seek this moment. This moment sought you. It is my honor to serve you. Mike Huckabee. Absolutely remarkable words coming from Mike Huckabee. And the reason I share it with you is, well, there's really a few big reflections to have here. The first reflection is that Mike Huckabee really is. He's a really good man. He's deeply believing and faithful. And he understands the roots of this conflict ultimately. And he understands, some ways more than some Jews do, Israel's divine role here. And that this actually, Israel's return to the land, re-establishment of their sovereignty there, and the battles they're facing are bringing the world to its ultimate destiny and perfection. This is not just some random geopolitical conflict with American interests. This represents the destiny of the world. And Mike Huckabee, just if you study his speeches and the words he said, he understands this very, very well indeed. But also because it shows that President Trump, the fact that he's posting this, it shows that I think he does understand this as well. For whatever you may feel about his flaws or disliking in certain aspects of his leadership style, when it comes to Israel, he seems to have a pretty strong track record. In fact, an incomparably strong track record of doing what is right in the face of so much hostility and opposition. And don't forget that President Trump right now is facing hostility and opposition, not just from the anti-Israel, pro and pro Arab, pro Islamic, I suppose, leftist base. He's also facing it from the isolationist right base, and Trump has really danced a very clever and I would say smart tune, where he's basically said, I completely acknowledge and I'm against these forever wars where no progress is made, lives continue lost, so much money is spent, funds, resources, depletes our country, depletes our morale, and it doesn't achieve anything, which is a lot of what's been tried over the last 25 years. But he's not an isolationist. And he's upsetting the isolationists, people like Tucker Carlson and others, who he actually called out on his social media and called him kooky for thinking that America should do nothing to stop Iran going nuclear, and that it's not in any interest to America. Of course it is. But he that's why a lot of the non-interventionists, the isolationists, like Trump, because they think, oh yeah, he gets it. He doesn't want to be involved in wars, but he's not strictly isolationist. He knows that at times American power, influence, and strength should be involved in the world in order to ensure peace, security for America, for the world. And he also is someone who I think clearly understands the importance of Israel, both at a strategic level, because Israel, really, you take Israel out, God forbid, and the dominoes can start to fall towards America, the anti-Western coalition. Israel kind of, in many ways, it's the first domino that, if God forbid it were to fall, it threatens Western civilization. But I think he also understands Israel's cause at a moral level. And so he knows what's at stake. He also has a very, very strong evangelical base of people like Mike Huckabee, who know this and understand this. And in these moments, I think it's highly encouraging to see that the president wants to publicize a message like this, because it shows that this is where his instincts and loyalties ultimately lie. So it's unclear what he's going to decide to do, what America will decide to do. But the fact that many people were concerned and worried over the past few days and weeks, oh, Trump, is he now just fed up with Israel? Is he abandoning Israel? What's happening? Seems clear to me that his instincts are very much sane and in support of Israel having its right, even its duty, to do what it needs to do and to help stop nuclear Iran. And there are many people who are concerned about these endless negotiations, but when he said you've got 60 days and that's it, it looks like he really did mean it. And it also looks like there clearly has been coordination with Israel all along, despite what some may have thought, despite what may have been a bit of a disinformation campaign to suggest there was a wedge between America and Israel. It doesn't look that way at all. So let's see what happens in the coming days. But these are undoubtedly historic and remarkable times.
Watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.